Chicken seems simple until you realize there are over 300 breeds, and picking the wrong one means you can grab a bird that's aggressive, can't handle the climate you're in, or even worse, they barely lay eggs. Today I'm breaking down exactly what you should be looking for in a chicken breed, and I'm going to give you my 3 chicken breed choices that are perfect for beginners. Not all chickens are created equal. They're going to vary in personality, hardiness, and their productivity is going to vary a lot from breed to breed. Beginners who pick the wrong breed often end up with flighty or skittish birds, feather picking, or picking order chaos. If you pick the wrong breed, you may get a breed that stops laying in cold weather. Or even worse, if raising chickens isn't right for you and you want to get rid of the chickens, nobody wants them because it's not a breed that a lot of chicken owners want to raise. Which is why I'm going to give you 3 starter chicken breeds. They're going to have fewer surprises, and they're going to be a lot more easier to raise, and they're prolific egg layers. But before I get to the 3 breeds, let's talk about what you should be looking for in a chicken breed. Here are 5 things you should be looking for when choosing a chicken breed. For starters, you want a chicken breed that has a good temperament. They're calm, docile, they tolerate being handled. Especially if you have kids, your kids are going to want to pick them up. So look for a chicken breed that's very good around children, that doesn't mind being picked up, and is just calm. If you're like me and you live in a climate where you're going to get extreme heat and extreme cold throughout the season, you need a breed that's going to tolerate both. So you need a chicken breed that's going to be good in the cold and it's going to be good in the heat. Now their laying may go down, but at least they'll tolerate that where you don't have to put in anything extra into your coop or your run to take care of the birds. If, like me, you want to raise your own chickens to get your own eggs, what you're looking for are consistent egg layers and not breeds that are prone to being broody. You're looking for chicken breeds that'll give you 3 to 5 eggs per week in peak season. Next is the availability of this breed. Sure, the internet's made it a lot easier to pick a lot of different breeds, but what you really want to do is go down to your local farm or hatchery or wherever you can buy chicks in your area and just keep an eye on what they're selling. And if you see the same type of breeds coming in, chances are those breeds do very well in their area, which is why they keep ordering them. So you want to make sure that you can actually find these breeds in your local area, because if they're popular in your area and raising chickens isn't right for you, you're going to be able to get rid of the chicken a lot easier to another chicken owner, especially if the chicken is still in prime egg laying years. And finally, you have to take into account the noise level of your chickens. Roosters aren't the only birds that make a lot of noise. Your chickens are going to make a lot of noise too, and depending on the breed that you get, some are going to be louder than others. So for instance, for me, I'm here more of in a suburban area, so I wanted breeds that don't make as much noise. Now, first thing in the morning, they still do. They still cluck a lot, especially if they can sense predators in the area. However, for the most part, they're pretty quiet. So you're going to want to look for chicken breeds like that if you're in a similar area like what I have. But if you're out in the middle of nowhere or on a farm and noise doesn't matter, make sure you follow one of the other characteristics we have just previously talked about. So now let's get into the 3 breeds that I started with and that I'd recommend that you start with too, for the reasons we're about to outline. Breed number 1, the Buff Orpington, one of the most popular chicken breeds that every beginner chicken owner starts with. And here's why. They're known as the friendliest, they're the most docile birds, they're great for beginners and especially for kids who like to handle the chickens. If you live in a climate where you're going to get a lot of cold weather, they're very cold hardy because they're fluffy, they're heavy bodied. They're also solid egg layers. You're going to get about 3 to 4 large brown eggs per week. Buff Orpingtons are widely available at almost any hatchery or farm store. And even if you can't get them locally, ordering them online from a website or a dealer is a good thing, because you're going to be able to get rid of them a lot easier if you're not into raising chickens. So Buff Orpington would be my first choice. Now, over the 15 years I've been doing this, I have owned probably a half dozen to a dozen Buff Orpingtons. Our last one just passed away recently, and they have been awesome to own, and we're looking forward to getting a few more soon. The second breed I would recommend is a Plymouth Rock, or often called a Barred Rock. These chickens are classic, hardy, easygoing personalities. They tolerate various climates, hot or cold. They're also prolific egg layers. You can look forward to getting about 3 to 5 large brown eggs every week during the prime laying season, which in our area is through the spring up until about July, and then again in the fall from September to about November. And then after that, even though they slow down for the shorter days, you're still going to get some good turnout for your eggs. And of course, they're extremely common and available at most chicken or farm stores. And the third breed that I recommend are what are called Easter eggers. And here's why I recommend them. One, it's a fun factor. You're going to get light blue or light green eggs from Easter eggers, which is completely different than the white or the brown eggs you're normally used to seeing. So they're really cool when you see your first one. Over the years, the Easter eggers that I've owned have been nothing but friendly, curious, good temperament, good with the kids, all the characteristics we're looking for in a beginner chicken breed. So here's one slight caveat. Easter eggers are not really a true breed per se. They're more of a hybrid. So their appearance, the egg color is going to vary from bird to bird. So be sure to know that before you're going in, that even though you may go grab a couple of Easter eggers, they may look like completely different birds. So here's your 4-point checklist that you need to have in front of you when you're considering different chicken breeds. One, the temperament. Are they good around kids if you have kids? Are they friendly enough for you to pick up and handle? How's their hardiness? Do they handle varying climates, cold and hot? What kind of laying ability do they have? Are they going to be prolific egg layers? If you're like me and you're raising your own chickens for the eggs, you're going to want prolific egg layers. If you're raising them for meat birds, this is more than likely not the video for you, but there's certain characteristics you have to look for in your chickens if you're raising them for meat. And finally, availability. Are they available in your area? Are they popular in your area? Are they going to be easy to raise and handle? And even if you maybe not like the breed, but you still want to raise chickens, if they're popular in your area, you're going to be able to get a lot more help from various farmers and chicken uh, people who raise chicken in your area a lot easier. So be sure to look for that as well. If you got something from this and you're looking for more tips and tricks on how to raise your own chickens at home, be sure to give me a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. And be sure to check out this next video here where I talk about what happens if the chickens stop laying. I'll see you in the next one.